Hi everyone. Uh, Hi Calcutta. Thank you for having me today. Today's topic is very interesting. New hope. Um, Before a couple of months ago, would you ever imagine meeting a friend or shaking hands with someone or even hugging your loved ones would be so difficult? Or traveling overseas, catching up with families and friends would be near impossible? I never thought that would happen. Just imagine 10 months ago, I was able to travel to India as if it's my second home, going up and down in a flight. It's so convenient. A lot of things were very convenient back then. But now things have changed so much due to the pandemic, the COVID. And due to that, the whole um, operational cycle has changed. How we operate as a person, how business operates, how customs operate, how our cultures, our festivals, so many things have changed, and we have adapted to the changes quickly. Some had a hard time adapting to it, but some of us have adapted very quickly and very easily. What I'm going to touch on today is how businesses have adapted to the new circumstances around us, and how hope has given us a new way of getting our things done. Like, for example, before COVID, before February 2019, how we communicate. It could be as simple as calling everybody down for a meeting on a face-to-face basis, interact with them, negotiate, and get our deals done. Even as simple as going for a coffee over a meeting. So that is how most of us were operating. But now communication has changed so much. We need to Zoom call, like what's happening now. If it was last year, TEDx would have been different. You would have seen me in person, live on a stage, talking to all of you. But this year has changed. I never thought I'll be doing a TEDx talk via a Zoom meeting. But that's what happened, and all of us have adapted to it, and all of us has accepted that this is how moving forward things going to be. And also working with people. Last time, everybody will be in an office building, having a chat with each other. Now, working from home is a norm. Half the office buildings are empty. Now, working from home is something that is going to be there for a long time. And surprisingly, a lot of people have liked working from home now. They are enjoying it. They are able to spend some time with the families and at the same time do their job as what is required by their bosses. Traveling, oh my God, traveling has something become near impossible for most of us now, with so much of quarantine restrictions in place. If I want to travel to a country, I might have to 14 days quarantine in Australia, 14 days or 10, whatever requirements in that country. So literally, I'm spending so much of time in quarantine than spending time with families, friends, or even business. So nowadays, this is the norm. There's going to be a lot of restrictions in place. There's going to be a lot of obstacles in place. So on a business platform, how are we going to adapt and move forward? To put my experience as an example, I started my restaurant and also my product line during the same period of time, sometime October 2019. It was doing amazingly well. It was summer over here, so everyone was going out, having fun, dining, and having a very good time in summer. Then February came, COVID hit all of us. We had to shut down the business. I had to close my restaurant for nearly uh, 3 months. the worst thing about the closing the business was the uncertainty. I could not figure out how long are we going to be closed for. Are we going to come back? Because I have heavily invested in a business that I love a lot. And without knowing what is the outcome going to be, without knowing how long do I need to shut this place for, I have employees to take care, I have a family to take care, obviously loans to settle for the business. So without knowing so much of uncertainty, so much of questions everywhere, the only thing I had was hope. I could only hope that this thing will end quickly. But at the same time, I could not just sit and just purely believe on hope. I need to do something. I need to do some kind of action. There must be action done immediately. Taking actions at a timely manner is very crucial in life. If you don't take actions in a timely manner, you might lose out on certain things. So we started looking at opportunities, that is, even though we are close, what are the other opportunities we have during this lockdown? Deliveries were a massive um, thing that was happening throughout the world. Food, everyone is at home. They are sick and tired of eating their own food. So delivery was something that a lot of us in the restaurant industry tap on, and we started doing home deliveries. So that is something that was generating some sort of income. But on the other end, I also had a product company that we were distributing products to the departmental stores. So I started focusing a lot on that side of it. And by creating more opportunities, by having new ideas generating, the hope that I had my business was still sustained. It was going on. It was still sustaining. I was able to generate income. I was able to keep the business afloat. Then when the pandemic started to slow down a bit, things were getting better. During that first 3 months of the pandemic when we locked down, I took that as an opportunity to restructure my business. Uh, Regular review and restructuring your business is very crucial. When we start a business in an early stage, there will be a lot of things that you might not consider, you might have overlooked. But when there is a downtime, I took that opportunity to review and restructure a lot of my processes. By doing that, I was able to streamline a lot of processes in my organization. I was able to reduce unnecessary expenditures, and also I was able to improve my staff training and development. So sometimes having a downtime not necessarily is a bad thing. If we look at things in a positive manner and giving a chance to develop new ideas during these downtimes, that is going to be very helpful for us when everything comes back to normality, because you have already put a structure in place, you already have a system in place, and you have already thought of new ideas and have started working on new ideas and started implementing the ideas. So when things go back to normality, it will be much easier. So sometimes a downtime or having a kind of crisis is not necessarily a bad thing. It is. It can be also a blessing in disguise. It's how we perceive things in life, especially. If you think in a positive manner, you perceive that as a positive thing, obviously the outcome is also going to be positive for most of us. And risk is an element that a lot of us sometimes not willing to take. But without taking that risk, you don't know whether you will be able to achieve what you want to achieve. I have always this thing in my mind. I am not scared of failure. but I regret if I don't try. So I don't mind failing in life, but I always regret if I don't try. That is something that has been a motto for me for many years since the time I started my career as a young man in the military, then went into the police, went through my selection trainings. So always trying is something that I have kept as a motto. I always will try. If I fail, it's okay. Worst case scenario, dust myself off, I will try again, either the same thing or I'll try something else. Or I'll improve. I'll try to improve on what I failed. That's what happened in my new business. Even though there was a shutdown, we locked down, we closed, but I took that opportunity to started working on new things, started being creative on the structures, the implementing of the systems and all that, started coming up with new ideas, standing staff for training, recreating my menu, started, so when the business started coming back to a bit of normality, all the processes were in place, all the systems were in place, people had no issues adapting to it. So implementing, adapting, and creating is something that is very crucial for all businesses. And taking this COVID period as a good opportunity to review and relook at your structures, making changes to the relevant areas, and coming up with new ideas, and obviously taking some risk in life is very important. Um, Moving forward in future, things not going to come to what it used to be anymore. Definitely, there is going to be a lot of changes. A lot of us have already adapted to the changes, but adapting to changes is not only the thing. We also need to start looking at creating new ideas. New ideas for business is very crucial. You can't be stuck with what you started off with. That is the initial base idea. But in order for you to progress and improve your business or anything that you want to do, you need to come up with new ideas, new creativity. Um, Everything needs to be updated. It's like a computer. You buy a computer with a particular software, you can't be using that same software. You need to keep on updating your software. So likewise, when it comes to a business or a career choice, you need to continue upgrading. You need to have the hunger to try new things. You need to be able to take a bit of risk. Do not be afraid to try new things. Do not be afraid to implement new ideas in your organization, because you need to try. You need to take risk. You need to try in order to understand and appreciate what are the changes that will be happening. I think a lot of industries has collapsed during this period, but there is also a lot of industries have flourished during this period. So look for opportunities. Opportunities don't come and knock on your doors. We have to look for opportunities. There's a lot of industries, for example, medical, manufacturing, production. There's a lot of industries are flourishing at the moment. Obviously, there are industries that are not doing exceptionally that well, but people are coming up with amazing ideas. So start thinking about new ideas. I think that is what we need for the future. New ideas, taking good risk, taking calculative risk. Don't blindly go into anything without thinking and assessing your risk level. So always keep on looking for new ideas, start being creative, and take a bit of risk in life. I'm sure everyone will be successful.